Let's party! This is a short video that I put together on how to make use of alpha cutout maps inside of models for Starcraft 2. So here I have this shotgun model of a SPAS 12, and I want to make use of it in Starcraft 2. One of the issues with this model, though, is that it has quite a bit of fluting, all those small openings that are on the barrel shroud. And that takes up a lot of geometry, a lot of triangles to be able to accommodate all those small openings. So what we want to do is make use of an alpha map. And alpha maps are pretty common everywhere, and there's several different types of alpha maps, or several different ways that you can use alpha maps in StarCraft 2, in Galaxy Editor. In this case, we're using it strictly as a cutout, so either you're rendering it or not rendering it. We'll have a pretty simple alpha map as a result, so either just white for on and black areas for off. The tldr is that for alpha maps to be read correctly within by StarCraft 2, they need to be assigned to a singular color channel, so red, green, blue, or alpha. Even if the color channels of the alpha map all contain the same data, it still needs to be assigned a single channel, or StarCraft 2 will not read the map correctly. The other caveat is that you have to manually set your alpha test threshold when you're using an opaque shader. So in this case, 0 being pure white will set the alpha test threshold to 1, and it will be able to read all of the data correctly. Here we are in Photoshop, and for the SPAs, we have diffuse, specular, gloss, normal, ambient occlusion, and an alpha map ready to be prepared for the M3. I'm going to go ahead and speed through all this. This is simulated roughness workflow, so if you want to see the specifics on how to prepare textures in Photoshop for that, you can check out the simulated roughness video. The only thing that's really unique or different here is that we're going to copy the alpha map information over to the alpha channel of the diffuse texture. Other than that, though, it's business as usual. I'm going to copy the ambient occlusion and multiply it over the diffuse, and I'm going to save each of these textures individually as direct draw surface. With the textures complete, here we are in Blender now. I'm going to go ahead and import the model, and I'm going to set up a standard shader. I'll be using the opaque type, and I'm going to create my material, and I'm going to create all the different layers within that material, so making use of diffuse, specular, gloss, normal, and an alpha channel as well. And this material is set up to make use of simulated roughness. And again, I'm going to speed through most of this. If you're curious on how to set up a material that makes use of simulated roughness in M3 Studio, you can check out my simulated roughness video. The only real difference is that this time we're making use of an alpha channel as well. And again, with that alpha channel, you're going to want to make sure that that map is being read from a singular color channel, and in this case we have the alpha map information stored within the alpha of the diffuse map, so I'll change that channel here. And you will also want to set the alpha test threshold to a value greater than 0. If you're using just pure whites and pure blacks, setting it to a value of 1 is just fine. And with the material layers all set up, we just want to go through the normal process with a simulated roughness material of increasing the specular value as well as the specular HDR, and we also want to increase the standard material version to 19 or higher. And there we go, we can export it and begin making use of it in Galaxy Editor. The model's been imported into Galaxy now, and we're just viewing it in the cutscene editor. And you can see all the work that the alpha map is doing and giving you the illusion that we have that fluting, all those holes along the barrel shroud, giving you the sense of all that venting. Rather than making use of dense geometry, we can make use of a relatively small texture map to do the job instead. It's a nice process, though, to make use of an alpha map. Honestly, I find it much easier to create an alpha map for these kind of details rather than building a low poly mesh to accommodate them. And really, for StarCraft 2, you would be able to use this without an alpha map and just build a mesh that represented that fluting as well if you wanted to. The subject seems rather ambiguous just as far as acceptable try counts in StarCraft 2, and I've never really got any straightforward answers or seen any actual documentation surrounding this. And most of it's just through personal experience. I generally find that anything around or under 10,000 tries is totally acceptable, and I suspect you can really go much higher. Though I tend to optimize my meshes pretty tight. I hope this was helpful, though. Alpha maps are great. They're really great at giving the illusion of detail when in fact the mesh is pretty sparse. They're pretty simple to set up in M3 Studio. It's just a matter of being familiar with the UI.